Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm pretty excited for this video because I'm going to be doing 3 looks and giving my quick thoughts on the new Natasha Denona Love palette. I know it's not new, but like still semi-new. It came out last month and I ended up picking it up on sale whenever I got a coupon code for 15% off from Sephora, and I was just super intrigued by it because I love Natasha Denona's formula. I thought the colors were beautiful and I heard people saying it was prettier in person than online, so I wanted to go ahead and give it a chance. So I'm just gonna give you guys my quick thoughts on it. I think the color story is pretty. I like it. I think that some of the shades are even prettier swatched than the way that they look in the pan. Like this shade here first looks so light and pale. Like it looks like it would just be my skin tone, but it's actually a really beautiful soft peach transition shade. I would say if you have a fair to light skin tone. Even this pink Valentine looks so light, but it has a decent amount of pigmentation. It comes off a little bit brighter on the skin. So I think the color story is beautiful. There's bright shades, there's neutral shades, there's a good mixture of mattes and shimmers, so there's a lot of versatility you could get with this palette, and I've definitely gone more dramatic like what I have on today, and then I've also done really soft like what I'm going to be doing for the first look with this palette. I'm pretty sure it was the first look. But whenever I actually break down each individual shade, I do feel like I have a lot of cons for this palette. Like for one, the shade Lifetime and Transparent, I feel like those are pretty similar. They're both kind of like champagne-y light shimmers. Transparent I like a little bit more. It's a little bit more pinky, and Lifetime's a little bit more coppery. I feel like Intense and Soul look pretty different. They look both like beautiful shades, but on the eyes I feel like they kind of come off very similar as well. They don't quite hold their own as much as I would like them to. I feel like Giving, which looks to be the most beautiful shade, is more of a topper. I do have that one on my inner corner today, and it can be pretty, but on its own, unless you're using a glitter glue and you're really packing it on, it just doesn't pack as much of a punch as I would prefer it to. I've used it as a topper and it's okay, but I really wish for this color story that there was an opaque pink shimmer. I think that would be really beautiful. Whereas that one has more of like a bronzy kind of orangey base to it. And even this shade here, Pure Love, I would have loved to have an opaque purple shimmer, and that one is stunning, but it has like a really kind of pinky base to it. I don't know if you can tell on my eyes today, like the pink and the purple, like it's a duochrome, and I just think that having a purple standalone metallic would have been really pretty in this as well. And then this shade, Dream here, I just don't love the formula. I've never had a problem with the cream to powder shades from Natasha Denona before, but it just comes off so light. It's so pale, and I felt like it kind of blended patchy. So I just feel like for the price point, like I cannot justify duds in a palette that costs as much as Natasha Denona palettes cost. But I do really like the shade Heartbeat, which is actually one of the cream to powders. I don't have any problem with that one. I love the shade Trust. It's beautiful. I think the shade Passion is pretty. Pure Love, even though it's not exactly what I would want it to be. Like, I mean, actually, let me rephrase. I really like Pure Love, but I would have liked a purple along the side with it. I feel like these different mattes here are really nice. I do really like the shade Blind right here, the silver. I think it's a really stunning, really metallic shade, even though I don't reach into silvers as much, so it's not the one I'm going to reach for the most, but it is a good formula. I do think maybe I'll enjoy this more whenever I use it with other palettes in combination. Like, I feel like there's a lot of pretty shades, but when I just put the looks together, there's like something lacking every time. So I don't know. I feel like in retrospect, I could have gone without this palette. I don't dislike it per se. I'm glad I got a discount on it, but it's by far not my favorite palette from Natasha Denona. There's so many that I like more than this one. I'd love to know if you tried the palette or if you passed on it, and if you did get it, how you feel about it, because I don't know. I'm just kind of like, nah, and I don't really want, I don't know. I don't want to return it. I don't want to be wasteful, but also I feel like, again, with the price tag, I don't want to be about it. I want to be in love with it. So the irony of wanting to be in love with the Love palette but not. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and jump on into the looks. Alright guys, I'm so excited to finally jump into the Natasha Denona Love palette. I already filmed one video with this, but I've been dying to do some more. So I think today I'm going to do a little bit more of like a neutral, soft look, like as neutral as you can get with this. I kind of already planned out all 3 looks. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with this shade right here, which is called First. And I used my Anastasia eye primer, of course. I feel like I say that every time just to like let you know, but it's probably getting repetitive at this point. I'm just going to take that with a decently sized fluffy brush through my crease. It's just a very light peach, and I'm gonna build it up a little bit. I feel like I'm gonna do the look that I originally intended to do in my first impression. I was like, I'm just gonna do something nice and soft, and then I like slowly added more and more shadow because I just tend to do that a lot. But today I really am gonna keep it nice and soft. Also, if you notice, my nose is super cakey. I don't know why that is, but I acknowledge it. I feel like that shade would be a really pretty blush too. I'm also going to go ahead and take that shade along my lower lash line. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade Soul, and I'm going to put that on my outer V. Then just lightly buff it out. I feel like that's a little bit more pink than what I wanted. I wonder if I should go in with Heartbeat instead. Maybe I'll just do a thin layer of Soul and then I'll go into Heartbeat next. Just taking a little bit of Soul along the lower lash line, just following it with the lid. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and dip into the shade Heartbeat, and I'm actually going to do that with my pencil brush just because I want to keep that shade a little bit more controlled. I'm going to put it right on my outer V, and then just lightly buff it out. Alright, I'm just going back in with that other fluffy brush and just blending out the edge there. I feel like I got the color quite where I want it. And then I'm taking my original fluffy brush and just going over the edge. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here called Lifetime. So it picked up really, really well, but just for the heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and spray my brush just to keep it extra metallic, no fallout kind of thing. And I'm going to pop that onto the entire front of my lid. That's so pretty. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take Transparent, and I'm going to pop that on my inner corner. Alright, last but not least for this look, I think I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Giving. When I did my first impression, I tried to put that all over the lid. Wasn't a fan because it's a little bit too sheer, but it's supposed to be a more of a topper shade, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit of that on my finger and just press it over the entire lid, and you can see it's just going to add a little bit of like a pinky iridescence. I just really wanted to give that shade another chance. Alright, really quickly off camera, I'm going to go ahead and add the Appeal Gel Liner in the shade Deep Taupe through my waterline, probably tightline a little bit, throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright, for highlighter today, I'm going to go into my Barch Beauty Word highlight from Ofra, which I believe is now called Star Inspired, and I think I'm just going to swirl it together. I'm just going to use both shades. I think to make my inner corner highlighter a little bit more popping, I'm going to go ahead and dip into a little bit of Pillow Talk. Just going to add that right to the very innermost part of my inner corner. I think it's actually been a hot minute since I highlighted underneath my brow. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more of Pillow Talk and do that too. For lips today, I'm going to go into my Milani lipstick in the shade Nude Creme, which is a really pretty kind of light pink. Alright, you guys, so this is the finished first look with the palette. I really love how it turned out. I feel like it's just a very, very soft take on what this palette can do. So let's go ahead and jump on into look number 2. Alright, so jumping into the second look, I want to do definitely more of a red themed look today. So I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with this shade right here called Intense. I'm going to go ahead and take that shade through my crease with my big fluffy brush. start blending it out. So I'm going to kind of get that pretty intense with the fluffy brush, and then I'm going to go into a smaller crease brush and I'm going to build it up even more. I'm also going to go ahead and take that shade along my entire lower lash line as well. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take the true red right here, which is called Heart, and I'm going to pop that on my outer V. Just slowly blend it out a little bit more because I want it to be pretty vibrant. I'm going to go in with my previous brush and just blend the edge of that out. I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of Heart along the lower lash line as well. Ooh, I forgot to do the lower lash line on the other eye. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and dip into my NYX glitter glue. And I'm going to put that all over my lid. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with the silver shade Blind. I thought it'd be really interesting to use this shade all over the lid because, I don't know, whenever I was planning out the looks I wanted to do for this video, I was thinking like an all pinky look. But then I was thinking, actually, you know what? Silver and red could be really pretty together. So I'm going to put that on like the 2/3 of the lid and just leave like a little bit open. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Passion and I'm going to pop that on the outer most part of the eye and then just kind of blend it into the silver a little bit. I'm going to go back into a touch more of the silver just to blend over that. I don't want to lose that intensity and I want the two shades to blend together. Can't believe I'm going to do this, but I'm going to actually get up to go get something. Who am I? Alright, so for my inner corner today, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Red Giant from Terra Cosmetics because I think it'll be super pretty with this look. Yes, oh my gosh. Everything I wanted it to be. Every single time I apply this shadow, I love it more. I don't even know how that's possible, honestly. Alright, I think I'm also going to go ahead and take a little bit of Passion, again, the darker kind of burgundy-ish shimmer, and I'm going to use it on a tiny, tiny little smudging brush, and I'm going to put that pretty close to the lower lash line. Alright, really quickly off camera, I'm going to go ahead and use the Linda Hallberg liner in the shade Anger Mood in my waterline, throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. For a highlighter today, I'm going to go into the Natasha Denona Love Glow Cheek Palette, and I'm going to use the Diamond Powder on more of a fluffy highlighting brush, and I'm going to kind of use that as like a blush slash highlighter topper kind of thing. Just build it up a little bit. It's definitely more glittery, but it's super pretty. And then for lips today, I'm going to go into my Alter Ego liquid lipstick in the shade Vanity, which is a really nice deep red. Alright y'all, so this is the finished second look. I really love how it turned out. I feel like I was kind of debating on doing a nude lip just because I'm doing such a red eye, and I feel like I'm such a sucker for a nude lip every time, but it's actually kind of fun to do like all like the red tones through the crease and then the red, and I just feel like it's not even that overpowering to me, at least. So I hope you enjoy the look. Now let's go ahead and jump on into the last one. Alright, so jumping into the third look, today we're going to be doing something a lot more purple. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with this shade right here called Dream. I think I'm going to go ahead and use my Sigma E38 because this is a really good crease brush, but it's a little bit more dense. And I'm pretty sure that this is a cream, not a cream, but like a powder or cream to powder shadow. So I think having a denser brush is going to work better for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that through my crease and blend upwards. It's a very soft kind of pastel purple at this point. It looks deeper in the palette. Just going back in with more and building it up. I've never had a problem with those type of shadows from Natasha Denona before, and I thought that brush would work well with it, but I just feel like it comes off super, super sheer. I'm gonna go into something that's like a little bit smaller and just the bristles feel different. I don't even know what kind of brush this is. It's the Morphe M507, and I'm gonna go into some more of that shade. Oh, well, that was picking up a little bit better. Here we go. So I was kind of like, it blends well, but then the more I'm blending, I'm like, okay, but where is the shadow? I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some more of Dream on like a tiny little brush and just pop that along my lower lash line. I feel like it picked up pretty well with that. I don't know, you guys. I feel like I normally don't have a problem with shades like this, but I've been blending one shade out for 10 minutes now. 10 minutes on this one shade. That's like a long time. Alright, now I'm going to go into this shade right here called Trust, and I'm going to pop that in my outer V. Really like the tone of that shade. Actually think I'm going to go ahead and like bring it all through my crease too, actually. Kind of mapping out where I want that shade to be. Really, really love the tone of that one, and then I'm going to go back into my previous brush and just blend. Also going to go ahead and take that shade on that tiny little brush I was using before and just pop it on my lower lash line. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and deepen it up a little bit more, and I'm going to go into this shade right here called Commitment, which is a really, like, kind of looks like a deepened, like, black plum. It's a satin, but I'm just going to take it on my tiny little brush and throw that on, like, my outer V, and then just, like, slightly blending that out. Alright, so I think now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Blind, the silver, and I'm gonna pop that on the front of my lower lash line. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take my NYX glitter glue just so that there is not any fallout, and it just makes this whole process that much easier. Just gonna go ahead and pop that all over my front half of the lid. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade right here called Pure Love, and I'm going to pop that all over the lid. Alright, last but not least for this look, I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here called Giving. Just going to pick it up again on that tiny little brush. And I'm actually going to go ahead and spray this one. And I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. At first when I was planning this look, I was like, ooh, I could do silver on the inner corner. But then I thought maybe it would actually be more fun to do a pop of pink. So I'm just going to kind of pop that along, blend it over the silver because that changes it to a really pretty color. So to finish off this look, I'm going to go ahead and use the Colourpop Charmer liner, throw on some mascara, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so for highlighter today, I'm going to go into the Colourpop You Idiots, You Fools, You Imbeciles highlighter because it's more of like a pinky, sparkly tone. I'm just going to go ahead and use my fingers, actually. It has kind of like a pinky golden tone. Actually, I don't know. I don't want to go too crazy, but I'm just going to tap it on the tops of my cheekbones. I'll use this finger for my nose. And then for lips today, I'm going to go into my Velvet Muse lipstick from Lisa Eldridge, which is kind of like a muted, really pretty pink tone. I'm also just going to go ahead and take the e.l.f. lip oil in the shade Pink Kiss and top that over the lipstick. So this is the finished third look with the palette, and I do like how it turned out. It's definitely not my favorite look ever. I feel like this one was a little bit more of a struggle. It's just that like light purple that's just not doing it for me. I feel like it just kind of blended a little bit choppy, so I'm sure I'll have more about my thoughts on that in the beginning. I don't want to get too redundant or anything, but I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the looks, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.